Hey guys, MrPokke here. Just a quick little video discussing the brand new Season 2 of the finale echoing in Stella Sora, which is gonna be the brand new boss that we have seen. This is gonna be ending 4 days and 8 hours, so I'm a little bit late to the party. Just to kind of go through with you guys the mechanics as well as a couple of clears I have for myself personally. Alright, so without further ado, let's get it. So generally from what I understand is that this brand new boss mechanics is essentially, it's like sort of like a tile sort of monster where there are green tiles as well as red tiles. So your objective as your DPS is to, if you're gonna be trying to hit the green boss, you want to stand on the red tiles, and if you want to stand on the red boss, you want to stand on the green tiles to deal the opposite damage, right? So you can see over here, when a friend uses red or green, this damage of the same color will be greatly reduced, which means you basically want to stand on the opposite color to deal the highest possible amount of damage. From this current setup, we also know that these two bosses are extremely good for your geo mark units. So for example, if you take a look at the current leaderboards, you can see that almost every single top team, they're pretty much using almost the same units, which is gonna be the Nazuna mark team with Jerry, as well as either as Coronas, or you're gonna be running Terra. There are also a couple of other clears which are gonna be using the brand unit Wraith, but almost every single one of the clears on the leaderboard, they're pretty much gonna be using the mark team from the geo, right? And you can see it is kind of like a copy and paste. So I'll just showcase a couple of my own runs right now, first time attempt. I'll just showcase a couple of my own runs to see how this boss is going to be looking like, and yep, that's pretty much it. Alright, I think for the very first couple of difficulties, it's going to be relatively straightforward. It's not even the final difficulty, but we'll just go ahead and use this. I believe stream 1 is actually pretty good. Nah, actually this one is pretty good. Alright, so let's just go for this right now. Difficulty 1 is just gonna be pretty chill, so they will die extremely quickly. But you can see that I'll let Auto Metal initiate going into the green tile, just to deal with the red boss as fast as possible. And then now we're just gonna go on into the second phase. So the boss is basically like it's a two-phase boss, where after you defeat the first copy, you'll just deal with the second party on the second phase, right? So it's relatively straightforward. This boss is gonna die, and then this boss is gonna be the final phase. So we'll just deal with it right now. Standing on the red tile a little bit. So you want to kind of avoid the green, since that's going to be the green boss. Then just dodge all of the thingies over here. I did not manually go for the skills. I'm just going to let AI do everything for me. But I'm pretty sure if you want to grind for the highest difficulty, you definitely want to time your skills a little bit better, right? I think this one is just to kind of show how this is going to be looking like for the easiest difficulty. So it's not too deep to talk about. We're just going to move on to the second difficulty. And then we'll see how this is going to be cooking. So we're just going to do the exact same thing. Going in again. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Standing on the green tile for additional damage. Just to kill the red boss as fast as possible. And then once this thing is going to be going away, we can pretty much get on into phase 2 immediately, right? So relatively straightforward. I'm just going to... Okay, the animation actually just cuts out by itself. I'll see it for the first time. So it's pretty chill. And then for all of the chariots, you just want to dodge them. So just don't really get hit too much. The current difficulty now is very manageable, but in the later difficulties, if you get hit, you're going to be taking substantial damage. So you definitely want to try to dodge that as much as you can. So that is going to be our victory on part 2. And then we are going to move on into the next difficulty, and that is going to be extra hard right here. So same exact team with our this is okay. And we'll see how this is going to be looking like. Going to the same exact thing for the green tile. Gets the rose mark from S Coronas. Definitely not going to be able to kill this as fast as possible. So we'll just dodge all this. And the HP is going to be substantially higher compared to the first difficulty. But it's going to be fine. Then we're just going to go back in for the last phase. And everything just kind of repeat by itself again. Alright. So we're going to stand on the red tile for additional damage, and then we're just gonna dodge all the chariots. Okay, I'm a skill issue. Okay, skill issue. Holy nuclear skill issue. And then whenever there's the red tiles, we'll just go ahead and stand on that as well when it lights up. Right? So now that it is gonna be weakness broken, dealing our damage, and it's gonna be looking like a very straightforward clear. Okay. So this is gonna be 2.7 million. I do believe that we can't really go for the scrolls anymore because we kind of ran out of this. But we'll just go for one simulation run to see how this is going to be looking like with the exact same team to check out how our difficulties are going to be differing between each of the stages, right? So standing on the green tile, trying to do the damage. And yes, the HP bar actually went up by 10 more, which is going to be a little bit scary. But it's gonna be fine. As long as you get off the weakness break, the damage is gonna come flying in very quickly anyways. Now the good part about this boss and why it is so good for Geomark is because for the longest time, the biggest issue with this enemy is that you could not deal with the enemies running around, right? Which was one of the biggest issues with Geomark, because if you cannot get your stage locked in, they will keep dodging all over the place, which means that you are unable to land all of your marks in the same spot to do the highest possible amount of damage, which is why it's going to be a little bit more annoying. You can see that our damage actually going substantially harder now, so you definitely need to try to dodge this as much as you can. Standing on the green tile right here to deal with the additional damage. We are going to be trying to aim at this side for as much as possible. Just need to dodge this a little bit more. This is going to be a brand new hit, so we just need to dodge it over there. We do get all the breaks, so we finally get off our ultimate. And we're just going to let AI take everything away from there, which is going to be dealing substantial damage to the raid boss. And then eventually, we are just going to move on into the final phase later on, right? So this is going to be getting our additional damage. But unfortunately, it is not quite enough to kill him within this round. So it is what it is. We're going to try to dodge every one of these. Okay, that's fine. You ideally always want to aim on the same boss. And also, yep, insane animation from S. Coronis. Hopefully, he didn't aim the wrong guy. Okay, I think we might have aimed the wrong guy, so it did what to do. Just to try to maintain the same target as much as we can. Last 4 HP bar. Last 3 HP. Okay. I think Jerry definitely has the target on the right spot. So eventually we can just move on into the last hit over there. Okay, just dodges a little bit. Just dodges a little bit more. Okay, finally getting rid of the first boss. And then this is going to be a purely green boss, which is going to be a little bit better. So all of the raid tiles over here will definitely get the increased damage amplification, right? Just need to dodge all of the chariots. Okay. And then we just remain on the raid tile and just do as much damage as possible. I would say that phase 1 is going to be a little bit more annoying because of the multi-targeting, and you can't really control the AI positioning as well as compared to a single target. But now that it is just going to be purely single target, it feels a little bit more straightforward because you just need to focus on like one of the chariots as well as everything just coming to place right here, right? Okay. Yep, standing on the additional tiles over here. You just want to keep dodging all these tiles. And whenever the thing converts, you just don't really want to get hit as much as you can, alright? Okay, we're just gonna dodge that, and we're completely gonna fail. Standing on a tile without a green tile so that we can deal additional damage. And eventually they are gonna start converting in just a little bit. So we do need to dodge all of that, which I am miserably failing. Okay, this is fine, this is fine. We do get a little bit of healing back up, so that's gonna be okay. Okay, we just need to get out the... Oh, unfortunately, it does appear that our damage is a little bit low, at least from my build over here. So it kind of had what I do. This is our current battle setup with 283 million. Not quite enough to hit this particular squad. So if you want to go into team 2, which means after your first team is going to be dealing the amount of damage, you can just jump into another build to deal additional damage. So I'm just going to test out the Rave team that we kind of used the other day, and that is going to be melee, to just see if we can wrap up the damage required for the final phase right here. Alright, so everything is just going to be the exact same. We're at 27 bars HP remaining. Okay, so we try to dodge a little bit. The HP is actually kind of manageable because it is more so, can we deal enough damage? So we're just gonna stay there, getting the dodge up. Okay, getting all the dodge up. Okay, and because this is melee, we are just gonna try to get a little bit closer. The two bosses are gonna come on. You can see Rave is definitely dealing a substantial amount of damage. Just need to dodge all of those knights, and eventually it's gonna convert all of the tiles into green, which is not really too ideal, but it kind of is what it is. Okay. We do need to at least get in range of these things. So at least this one is going to be raid, so we do a little bit more over here. Just need to dodge the final hit a little bit. Last 10 bars remaining before the weakness break. Chariots are going to come out. We are just going to dodge all of those. Okay, just dodge that. Okay, dodge that. And then we are almost there for the weakness break. Okay, we're almost there for the weakness break. Just dodge it a little bit. Okay. We're almost there for the weakness break. Okay, we do get off the weakness break, which means we're gonna just deal as much damage as humanly possible while standing here. for a little bit higher. Last 2 HP, Wraith activates the final burst, and that is gonna be the clear using 2 separate teams. Unfortunately, my build is not gonna be as strong just clearing a single team like top players. Yeah, I believe this is the second last difficulty, if I am not mistaken. Let me just take a look at the final score real quick. Yeah, so this is pretty much the second last difficulty. So before Thunderbolt is going to unlock for the Beyond stage, we are definitely going to need a little bit more of the upgrade. This is roughly 13,193 before the last difficulty. So our current reward is going to be looking at already somewhere between the halfway mark. So once we get into the final phase, we are pretty much guaranteed to get this little bottle over here, which I think as a free-to-play player, it is going to be more than sufficient, right? So generally speaking, just to wrap everything up real quick, the very first team is definitely going to be running Nazuna Mark. It's going to be helping to deal a lot of damage. For the build itself, I'm just yoing this quickly from the CN content creators, which actually has a pretty decent timeline. So this is a build that you guys can probably consider for yourselves with the Nazuna Mark team if you do have Jerry as well as Coronas. Basically aiming for as much of the mark damage as possible, and you want to get as many of these buffs as possible so that your mark damage will be extremely high. And if you cannot clear the boss with enough DPS for a single team, then this is a second consideration for the Wraith team, which also deals substantial damage. So you can see over here, we are going to be going for the flower petal, right, the petal field, because once the field is going to be deployed, all the damage is going to be continuous, and the bosses actually do not move, which is why Mark is extremely strong. And this build where you're gonna be putting your field in the same location is also going to be extremely strong, right? So if that, we're gonna come to the end of our finale echoing pretty much a couple of quick little clears. Let me know what you guys in the comments below, and I'll see you guys the next time. All the best for Gacha pools. Use code POKE for 10% off. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. Thank you.